Mary Jane here for Women's Empowerment 2010 with Harper just coming off the stage, Black Men Reveal, talking about relationships. It's glad to have you here.
Great to be here.
Talk about what we just talked about on the stage. You guys had some great conversations.
It was interesting. It's a lot of diverse brothers on the stage and a lot of diverse views, and so I thought it was a really good discussion. But at the end of the day, the fabric of it was about how we all can support each other. And even with the diversity of views, what can we do to help each other achieve what they want to achieve, and how black men and black women can work together. So I really loved the fabric of the discussion, and Rev Run talking about family I think is critical. That's why I talk about in my book, The Conversation. So I thought it was a great discussion.
Okay, the book, The Conversation, book out in stores. You can get it right now?
Yeah, you can get The Conversation. I'm very proud of the book, humbled by the response. It hit #2 on the New York Times bestsellers list. It's a book about relationships within our community, and literally black men and black women having a conversation, discussing the issues and the challenges that we face, figuring out how we can come together rather than further apart. So I'm very proud of the book, and hopefully it's promoted more conversation.
In writing the book and in working with different people, what was the biggest conversation or your biggest thing that you took from working on the book?
The biggest thing that I personally took from working on the book is I realized that I would never be able to be and achieve the things that I want to achieve if I'm not in partnership with a woman. If I don't find and have a woman in my life to help me build the life that I want, it's not going to happen. I think that a lot of men, we fall under the fallacy. We really didn't get to this on stage, but I think that we fall into the fallacy. I guess Omar touched on it a little bit, that we have to get everything together first, and then we're ready for a relationship. But what I realized in doing research for the book and meeting all these people, that it's being with someone to build the life with, rather than saying I'm going to get all this first and then I'm going to add a partner. It's actually doing it together in partnership, and I think that that's one thing that I took away from the book.
Right, and being a successful black man, has that been a challenge? Has that been something in terms of relationships, that finding the genuine person that can find that with you and that can sustain that through success and through adversities and challenges?
No, the challenge isn't finding somebody. The challenge is with scheduling and all this thing, having the time to build the relationship, because relationships just take time to build. And right now I talk about in the book, the relationship I talk about is she lives in DC, I live in LA. Very difficult, just to find the time to actually build the relationship. So there are always going to be challenges whether you live in the same city or not. The question is, are you going to have the fortitude to actually see through all the challenges to get to the place where the relationship starts to feed you rather than you feeding it.
Exactly. We follow you on CSI. We know you're doing wonderful things there. Anything else on the horizon?
Well, doing films and also doing book signings this summer. I'm on Twitter, twitter.com/HillHarper, so check that out. And you can follow me there, and I'll let people know what to be.
Okay. Anything else you want to leave the women with after coming to visit?
It's just I'm so humbled and proud and honored to have been invited here. It's just a wonderful event. So many great people. So I'm just happy to be here, and just so many great women here and dynamic. And I think that this community in North Carolina in general represents the future of our country in so many ways. I spent a lot of time here during the campaign, the primary campaign, as well as the final presidential campaign, because North Carolina was such a key state, and I've met so many great people. I have so much respect for this state and all the people here. I think North Carolina is a leading state in this country, and so I'm very proud.
Finally, a blue state. We talked about President Obama and his role too in his and Michelle's relationship. Can you touch on that just a little bit?
Well, I think that Rev Run was so correct in what they represent is that partnership, and it's kind of the partnership I was talking about. They both are fantastic people, and they both would be quite successful separate, but I don't think either one would be where they've gotten to but for their partnership. It's really the partnership that's made them both rise higher than they otherwise would alone, and I think that represents that. Their relationship represents that, and hopefully we as a community, as men and women, can take that away and really look towards partnering.
Exactly, and I hope you touched on that in the conversation, and we'll go get that book. Make sure you get it.
Great.